Yo guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My friends, I am particularly delighted, to take you on this another great episode and another really nice video, guys, and which basically, seems to be an occasional follow-up, guys, or rather than continuation, guys, of our past video. So, my friends, in this today's video, I'm just gonna give you some of the brief insights, guys, about the artificial in vitro fertilized meat, guys. Basically, that is the in vitro fertilized meat, or rather the artificially engineered meat, or rather, which is known commonly as lab-grown meat. So, guys, basically, I want to explicate that topic about lab-grown meat, but before that, I gotta ask you, like all of you, like even the vegetarians as well, like basically, guys, right now the meat industry, which the meat industry in India, or rather, in whichsoever different nation, you are from, that meat industry itself, guys, is basically known, or rather, held responsible, guys, to not just generate, a lot of to not just have a lot of adverse effects on the atmosphere, guys, because of that so-called greenhouse effect, which is literally, devastating, or rather, having a lot of cataclysmic effects, guys, onto the atmosphere. But guys, the orientation of that meat industry, is basically, in such a manner, guys, that the degree of cruelty and stuff, which you might have felt, or which you might have even thought of, or rather, which you might have seen, guys, maybe in a slaughterhouse, guys, the way in which, they kill the animal, guys, or rather the way in which, they slaughter or rather decapitate an animal, guys, that one so-called process, guys, seems to be absolutely inhumane, guys, and that is a thing, which seems to be like seriously barbaric act, guys, it's simply heinous. And guys, that one so-called act, guys, is considered as an instrumentality, or rather than modus operandi, guys, by the people, who basically, happen to be undereducated, guys, in that industry, meat industry, guys. Basically, this meat industry, guys, the people and stuff, people who basically serve on to be the butcherman, or rather the slaughterman, or slaughterwoman, or whatsoever it is, or rather the abattoir, cutting, or rather slaughtering and decapitating the animal, guys, simply, do not understand a lot, guys, about the potential implications, it's having, guys, or rather, what is the degree of pain, felt by that animal, guys, which you are eating, or rather, which you are cutting or beheading, guys. And guys, basically, I know that, there happen to be a lot of articles, guys, out there on the web, guys, which basically say that if you happen to, cut an animal, or rather slaughter it in one certain methodology, that it doesn't feel painful, but that is absolutely that's not comprehensively right, guys. That's not correct at all, guys. Basically, even if you think about asphyxiating that animal, guys, maybe that hen and stuff, guys, through some of the practices, known to kill that animal, guys, like I am not simply against any religion, or rather any religious practice, I simply respect all religions and all sort of things like that, guys, no stigmatism on that. But guys, what awareness, the degree of awareness, which I need to raise onto it, guys, is that no matter how you kill that animal, guys, that animal, is simply having a great degree of pain and agony, guys, which it's facing itself, guys, and the feeling, which it has, guys, the horrific, or rather horrendous feeling of fear, or rather so-called anxiety or depression, or rather, that even that anger, guys, that why am I being killed, or rather why am I being slaughtered, guys, is a thing, which is simply heinous, guys, or rather, the thing is, simply a savage act. So, guys, in order to counter this, guys, a lot of scientists and engineers, guys, especially from the Europe and even from the United States of America, even in India, guys, are basically have basically been so good enough, guys, or have are having a so-called expediency, guys, and with which they have developed some sort of methodologies, guys, to basically eat meat, guys, but eating meat, which is basically, cultivated in a laboratory, which means that, it's actually formulated, in a laboratory, guys. Now, what that means, you need to watch this video to the end. Now, please do not skip this video, or rather, please do not seek it, to any particular time interval. So, guys, what that actually, means is that, a biopsy, is basically, performed on a particular animal, guys, like whichsoever animal, whichsoever animal, is delectable or rather palatable or rather succoring or rather flavorsome for you or rather the vast public. That animal, guys, maybe hen, maybe hog, or maybe beef, or maybe sheep, or rather turkey, or rather whichsoever animal, you're talking about, guys, simply a biopsy is basically, performed, guys, on that animal, guys, And a biopsy, guys, is performed in such a manner, guys, which is not at all invasive, guys, which is absolutely non-invasive, and which means to say, guys, that the animal, is simply, it's even shameful to say, guys, that the animal is getting a minimalistic pain, guys, because I don't think so, guys, that there is actually any pain, which that animal is getting, like it's simply like, using a syringe, guys, on your hand or rather on your body, like the medical professionals or the doctors do. And guys, basically, just sucking out, some of the blood, guys, from some of the blood from that animal, guys, and that blood, guys, is taken in such a diminutive, or rather a minuscule amount, guys, that blood, even if that is so diminutive or rather so tiny or nanoscopic or whatsoever it is, that blood, as you all know, is that blood, as you all know, guys, it contains millions of cells, or rather millions of a vast majority of other all elements, guys, the genetic elements, or even the mitochondria, even the red blood corpuscles, even the white blood corpuscles. But guys, that is what we are dealing with. That is what we are dealing with the biology of it. But guys, one so-called element, which is so important, or rather, which is so crucial, guys, so crucial, and which is basically found, in that blood, no matter how nanoscopic that is the stem cells. So guys, these stem cells, are basically, these stem cells, are in fact, used, guys, for the purpose of, are basically, used for the purpose of proliferating that so-called flesh, guys, that flesh entity, in the animal, guys. But how that works is, guys, that, the stem cells of that body, guys, or the stem cells of that animal, guys, when they are taken out, by performing a biopsy, guys, on that animal, guys, the really meager amount of blood, which is taken, guys, is basically, placed in the form of a petri dish, and that blood, which is basically, placed in a petri dish, guys, that blood is, obviously, that is microscopically scanned and, analyzed also, such that, the potential impurities in the blood, whatsoever are inherent, guys, in that animal, should never be on your dinner plate and stuff, guys, So, which is why, it's actually scanned and stuff. But, one thing, which I gotta tell you is that the blood, in the petri dish, guys, that really small, or rather that really tiny amount of blood, guys, is so potential, guys, or rather, it has got an work function in such a manner, guys, that you can actually, basically recreate that entire meat, guys, from literally a single stem cell, guys. But it basically, depends on, as to what, how proficient is your methodology of, extracting it, guys, And it also depends on the scale of the bioreactor, guys. But basically, bioreactor, when we talk about it, happens to be a so-called medical electronics instrumentation, guys, which is responsible for proliferation of those stem cells, in such a manner, guys, that those stem cells are basically, under impression, guys, that they are, still present in the body of that animal, and guys, that bioreactor, guys, is held potentially capable, guys, of basically, recreating, or rather, engineering that meat, guys. So that is how, it's done in the laboratory. And obviously, guys, right now, in the market, there happen to be only one kind of a growth medium, like basically, there are other kinds of growth mediums, guys, but they are simply they are simply, really difficult, guys, to use and stuff, guys, because when we speak about the fetal bovine serum, guys, the fetal bovine serum, itself, is not completely vegetarian. The fetal bovine serum is, guys, basically, extracted from the cows, guys, from the pregnant cows, guys, basically from the blood of the calf, guys, basically the blood, the fetal blood of the calves, guys, which are basically extracted out, when that poor cow is actually slaughtered. Now I'm really against that, but it's like when that cow is slaughtered, guys, and that really mighty abattoir performs that act, guys, that calf, that cow was pregnant, guys, that calf, which is basically, extracted out and extracted out, from the stomach, or rather from the belly, or rather from the vaginal opening, guys, of that cow, the blood of that so-called calf, guys, basically, contains that, basically contains the basically contains that entity, which is known as the fetal bovine serum, and, which is why, which is why that is also not that is also not completely vegetarian, and it's not vegan friendly, guys. It's not at all vegan friendly. So which is why, guys, right now, the current scientists and engineers, are really, trying to tackle that so-called issue, guys, in order to basically come up with another growth medium, which is absolutely synthetic, or rather, which is extracted, from the plants, or rather from the vegetation, guys, so which is in turn going to be vegetarian. But okay, guys, that was about fetal bovine serum. So basically, obviously, it's seriously impossible to explicate those things in one single video graph. So that was it, guys. So for more updates, please do subscribe to my channel. And if you find the infographics, in my channel, really interesting, guys, then don't simply, forget, guys, to click the bell button, and please do not, forget to, share it with your friends, from the academic and pedagogic community, guys, So see you and have a great day, and see you, bye-bye.